Alright, so I'm going to keep this moving on my elemental reading. I'm on Earth. There's only one left, and that's air. So, it's a general elemental reading for June of 2025. The sun sign, the sun card that you see right here is a signifier. It's a signifier for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay, so those zodiac energies is there. Like, the sun traveled through the 12 zodiac signs, right? Whether it associates with Ra or whether it's Jesus' association with his 12 disciples or whatever it might be, the metaphor, the mythology that goes with numerology and objects and astrology and stuff like that. So for me, I want to do an elemental reading. Pluto is definitely in retrograde. Mercury then hit Gemini. Usually I stay somewhere in the pattern of my videos because it's entertaining for me for sure. If people do get, I get maybe 2 views, 0 views, like, it's hilarious. Matter of fact, for your information now, right, I don't even know how these videos even going to upload. So my energy is in preparation because I don't know if it's my software and I've been using the same software. So anyway, I'm just going through technical difficulties. So I don't know how it's going to upload. But when I finished with the fire, the Pentacles was at the bottom. So I felt like my spirit guides, I'm walking with them. And they're giving me the guidance of this translation. Because like I said, there's a lot going on. And I know I have different ways that I could perceive information. I have ways that sometimes that I've done before that don't always work the same way with every situation. So, for me, on my channel, I like being entertained with my tarot cards. So when I do these type of videos, it's a quantum physics type of energy that I tap into when I'm doing these readings. And I like that energy because I'm getting my personal guidance and advice at the same time of sharing and providing entertainment under the common sense of social media use. So now I'm up over here on the earth sign. So, and the earth element, this is all about stability, right? So this will keep this unified connection going on between this spiritual connection, this divination connection, as I use oracle and tarot cards to translate a message, okay? And to tell this story, because like I said, the energy is interesting. If you want to, you go to my May 2025 with Pluto. They're feeling a little bit of blights. Going backwards. Never know. It could be a reason you go backwards. Everything happens for a reason. Alright, so let's get this sun energy. And I haven't cleansed my cards yet because I want to keep them connected to every element. So I will clean them after I finish with the air, which is the last one. So I've been running my mouth for 4 minutes with my little intro, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to my channel. And I love entertaining also. I love this divination practice here. And this information that I give out is broad to help you on your journey, Wherever you at on it. Whatever messages, examples come out, those are the ones that was meant to use. Meant to give. Then I have one oracle card for the sun connection with the zodiac energy of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Oh, they got thunder and lightning power. Thunder and lightning. So this is nature. So that means we need to really focus on Taurus, I have. Let's focus on the I have. Capricorn, I use. Let's focus on the I use. And Virgo, I think. Okay, that's the lightning I feel. And then the thunder in the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, it can be your sun sign. But also pay attention to the crowd and the zodiac energy that maybe be able to be communicated within. This zodiac energy might, what all of y'all together might be a manifestation to a bigger picture. Now, it's either could be the manifestation of how history just might work through you at this present moment in time. I can't say whether you actually on a trip, you on a broad trip, you're doing an educational thing, you online doing some virtual reality thing and traveling in it. I can't say because lightning is a fast speed, you know. My conscious mind is moving faster than my hands is moving right now at this present time. My conscious mind could be moving faster than the earth rotating, you know. So the lightning, when it comes to this power that's here, right, we got to think, where is the source of the power coming from? Okay, I think that's going to be very imperative when I use, and I think. Because we give ourselves our own self-characteristics too. And then that self-characteristics, that's a power stability that we have within ourselves. And usually, majority of the times, the way some people could see it, they would call it aura, right? They would see your power energy as your aura that's vibrating. Thunder and lightning, you know, thunder and lightning, you know, if a rain comes up in there, it could produce a rainbow. But sometimes, you know, lightning, thunder can roar by itself and make people feel uncomfortable. And sometimes lightning could make something, make you think about it or give other people hope. Meaning somebody gets struck by lightning and still survive. It might give that next person who heard that story, whether they 15 years old, or whether they 19 years old, or whether they 55, and they trying to recover from a divorce. And this story just might be inspirational, right? I think, and I will. And to think of like in a somebody that maybe have a spouse that died and trying to get back out the house and figure out what's wrong, that think energy. And what Mercury being so much in Gemini right now, in this comfortability, how do you really know with two analytical zodiac energies, Virgo and Gemini, which one is more influencing? But the thing is, being that it is in Gemini, it will be going to Virgo. Alright, so on the earth element, right, let's get an oracle card here as a back and give us more strength on this, right? May I have one oracle card for the earth element? Energy, vibration. have dreams. Yeah. And that goes even good, even with somebody, I think in dreams. How do you put this in a clear perspective? Now, I'm a broad thinking person. I go around many of people who could put it very much in the easiest perspective. And sometimes when I talk, some people might feel like you drug that shit out. Well, you're right, I did, because I don't know who I'm talking to and what's the best choice word. Because my mind produces a lot of adjectives. Okay. It comes with my dyslexia. It produces a lot of adjectives. Alright? So, when we sit here talking about this dream state of it, right? How do you take something that's realistic? Like, it's realistic to hear thunder. It's realistic to see thunder. Now, let's take that realistic part and put that realistic into your life, into your path. How do you turn that lens to benefit you? The shadow card here for dreams. Look at their temptress, right? Because sometimes, the interesting, hurtful, okay, it comes with so much bittersweet. And what comes bittersweet is socialization. Okay. We can have moments of going to an outing and socializing, and we might sometimes could feel like we could socialize more going to a concert than what we do going to a family cookout or a family reunion. Even if you take it, and this is where the temptress is at, right? Because the temptress is the one to help that energy that Mercury is having right now at this point in time, and this connection, right? And it's in there with Jupiter, right? So those two together is in so much of a compromising mode. But Gemini and Mercury shares a mental projection, a human projection, a certain percentage of our conscious mind associate Gemini with Mercury. Okay? So, and that just absorbing. So that'll be like the thunder that's there. Okay, when we're talking about dreams and using this conversion, that'll be the thunder, right? Because we could hear the thunder, but we don't see it. And that's like all of us. So what would you say that percentage ratio is? And this is where the temptress is at, right? Because when the lightning part comes down on it, and that percentage rate, if you it's about 3% of the world. When you walk back out the house, you into that lightning strike. You into that self-protective mode, like your subconscious and conscious mind is working together to remind you everybody ain't thinking the same way, man. Myself, okay? But we're going to walk this world with enough knowledge so we can stay focused. So the way that you walk is under that category of temptress. People might be wondering what you're doing, how you moving, why you smelling that way. It could be anything. It could be the wonder of what's going on when Elon go quiet. It could be any wonder that comes out. It's going to put in the temptress is that wondering energy. And depending on how you handle wonder and what situation is locked to, determines the excitement or the temptress or what you might perceive to be the negativity if you view the temptress any part of it. And look at there, we got Ouija board. What I was talking about, the caution, right? It's also up in here, Ouija board. Great. for decoding messages and stuff. So that's what I'm saying with the decoding process here. With dreams, I decode. I mean, technically, don't nobody have anything. Everything that you think you have is purely illusion. Because death waits for us all. Even if it means winter and spring for different plants and trees. Death comes to us all. So, the dream state of it is what? So let's go ahead and get into this. And let's get a full card message, right? Let's see how we're going. What's the guidance here for June 2025 with this earth energy, right? With the earth element. And considering that Pluto is going through its retrograde period, and it's a very creative one this time around, and the creative was definitely going to be very much smart with Saturn and Neptune and Aries right now, and it's so much very creative, you know. So those dreams got to be just as creative with it. Because see, the thunder could also be a moment of time that you speak your truth. Might be a moment of time to go on a trip for yourself. Whatever is something that you've been longing for. Maybe it could be a moment of time to let something go. And see what's the benefit of it. You know, sometimes a lot of people could let people go. And it's a weird way that people analyze the situation if the other person is doing all right. You know what I'm saying? You know, like a lot of people have different shoulder reasons of entertaining past energy. All right. May I have 4 cards, please, for this earth message here? Alrighty, we starting off with the Ace of Swords. So, some part of this Ace of Swords, you know, Ace of Swords is like offering opportunities, or to me, sometimes it's like the beginning of we about to work through 2 through 10 now. We about to enter the chapter. We about to enter the opportunities within the Sword family, right? These things, whether it's about 6 of Swords being able to move away, whether it's about 5 of Swords and watching a whole scene go down and trying to figure out, okay, I'm standing my ground, or do I not stand my ground? What is the whole point? Or maybe it might feel more like a 7 of Swords, like, oh no, you done sat here and tried to do something wrong. And then maybe it might be the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, and you got to sit there and look like, dang, I can't even help this person out of this situation at all. It's that opportunity. But it is the next chapter that we go to. Alrighty, man, I had the next card. The next out of the 3, out of all the 3, or whatever way. 3 more cards to go. Okay, we got 2 cards this time. We have the Star card, and we have the World card. Yes. So that, you know, you know what this energy, can be. It's like, it's the life experience of being able to walk around and, you know, I can only imagine how Aristotle might feel. Like, if Aristotle was living right now in his noun body, right, he only have but a certain capacity of memory. So he could literally read his own material. And because let's say his now 2025 name is something like Patrick. It's no longer Aristotle. His name is Patrick. And he's in philosophy. And the crazy part about it, he liked Socrates more. And when you're talking about this star card, see, this star card could represent karma, especially with that world card right there. Oh, that's just so transformative life, right? Him and Socrates did live in the same point of time. And maybe the thing that keeps his legacy that goes on is because he has a legacy of life. And he might not always be a philosopher or a doctor, but he could have a certain type of Pacific intelligence. He could have already had a life as being one of the first autistic people that started medication coming to humans. Why? Because he was a scientist himself. So, when we talking about the thunder and the lightning in this, the thunder would be if Patrick is Aristotle, right? The thunder of the roar will come more clear and people will probably hear it more of real live thunder if Patrick had a memory of being Aristotle. But instead, Patrick gonna see himself as Patrick, and the Patrick that loves Socrates. Because Socrates' information count too, not just Aristotle. So when the testimony of love, especially when the lover's card resonates with Gemini energy and contracts and stuff, right? And the star card and the world card could do a lot with contracts. So you're talking about, I think. Let me think about this. All right? Let Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto right now, let them be like, okay, I think. You know, the South Node in Virgo right now. So we could use that energy right now, right? We can think about this right here. How can we twist this little lime up a little bit more for Patrick in his life? Patrick might be ready to settle down and have a family. Patrick could be like 47 years old, but dedicated his whole career, had plans. Why? Because of his ethics as Aristotle. His ethics as Aristotle can still be in his subconscious mind, even though his conscious mind respects Socrates a lot more. But the same thing is, all it is as far as we concerned when it comes to the Ace of Swords, to go back to it, right? I'm a Two of Swords person. I ain't lived with none of them that I could ever remember, so I don't know whoever is telling the truth, but I do know when I was going to school, I wanted to get a certain kind of grade, and I wanted those grades, so it was facts to get those grades. So I did already went through the two and the Three of Swords. Right? Because I could feel people in the Three of Swords if I spoke about who I really liked it or contradicted or avoided answering what my professor questions wanted in that time period. So I'm just saying we when it's the star card and this Pluto retrograde, we got these dreams going on, and we have. So what I have in this to connect with is an education. But what I can use the most is my truth. And part of my truth was, I ain't lived during those times. So when I'm looking at the world from the star card point of view, that's all potentiality, potential energy. And that's what a retrograde is. A retrograde is potential energy. So let me get one more card here. I had the last card here. Ooh, excuse me. I am burping. I had the last card for this 4-card guidance. We have the Fool card, exactly, right? Because, you know, that's a loving energy. That's like a 144 frequency to me, you know what I'm saying? It's an infinity energy, love, passion, pleasure. All of those things actually count. And regardless whether we in the earth energy, we have to really be realistic. The earth energy is everything of the manifestation. And our emotions is real life manifesting in order for us to interact in a day. And it's real life interacting with our own senses. Think about when you taste something new for the first time. It's not just the sense of taste, but it's your emotional senses and your thinking. I think, Virgo, right? I have is the new thing that you got in front of you. I use. What's being used is your emotions to transmit logical information inside of you. The shadow card here, the 6 of Discs. That's what I'm talking about. What I was saying with him being, Aristotle, now Patrick, but Socrates is his passion. He don't even care for Aristotle. But those are things that probably keep memory locked. Those things probably make aspects of oppositions and even sextiles. The things of aspects that come true when you're interpreting somebody's chart or anything. But that's what the 6 of Pentacles is changes at. Now, the thing of it where it might not be so harmful in it is because who to say what great. I mean, I understand people say it was a beef between Socrates and Aristotle here and there. Had separate schools, different rivalries. Okay, maybe it was back then. It probably was meant to be that way now. But it's not meant to maybe be a new thing that goes around with all this new spiritual religion. Maybe with Patrick being into the Socrates thing, it keeps a certain amount of balance. Because, Aristotle believed in the volatile side of energy. He believed that nature in itself was volatile, period. It was just one of the half of the parts of the description of it was volatile. So in Aristotle, to remain his karmatic connection, that volatility is now in a different passionate way. Right? And that's how the universe will manipulate energy for us. That's like that Ouija board, right? So let me go ahead and get a couple of clarifications to go ahead and wrap this up. You know, you just had to find your way through your storm. That's on the way. This earth energy is interesting though, because it is a karmatic cycle that's going on right now. That's all to it. It's going to be a lot of chatter. And you got the Fool card. You know, the Fool, even though I kind of went into it, the Fool card is basically representing like the metaphor. This the metaphorical way, or let's take it for the word fool itself. You use the word fool, that means somebody doing something foolish, or they blindsided, or they over naive too much, depending on how you comparing it. And what's the relationship with the person? Because some people could say, you know, that person is a fool, but meaning because their heart is aching because they're watching what somebody else is going through. So let's take, like I've been saying, let's go into a little simplicity. And see, that's where that person is comfortable at. So you could take the simplicity of that. What is that meaning? Because some people could look at them and be like, what the world wrong? Why would they put this here even as the Fool card? Look how that person, but hey, it's a new day and time. Alright, can I get a clarification for the Ace of Swords here? I want this Ace of Swords. May I have a clarification for the Ace of Swords? You're a pretty little Ace of Swords too. Oh, I had one of y'all. Oh, I had the wrong card over there. May I have a clarification for the Ace of Swords? Okay. They gave me the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. You know they got jokes because, right, on the Earth reading, right, I mean not Earth, on the fire reading, the Three of Wands came out. So, this my deck that I started off with never had the Three of Wands up in there. So then they come with the King of Cups and the Four of Wands, right? Your creative imagination within the stability of it, right? Even though the Three of Wands was a missing thing, the Three of Wands maybe never would be the card that was selected. So when the thunder and lightning is happening, the thunder and the lightning could be happening now. Some people could be like, if they did watch it, right, this video, I don't know, but some people, if they did watch it, could be like, oh, fuck that reading don't even count, you ain't even had no fool with that. That's the thunder. Because I'm not going to hear that shit. You feel me? Now, the lightning part already just happened. The lightning is this King of Cups and that Four of Wands. See, the intuitive aspect that's there, knowing that life always leaves some mystery around, leaves something for you to wake up to, even if it's for an angry moment or a happy day. Life is waking you up to it. And that's that Four of Wands. That's that Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a suit of cards that's very highly intense. So we can't forget about that. Sweet. Well, thank you. Now I want to look. I didn't even add one of their cards. That just was in my mind. With the Four of Wands, holding that Four of Wands. But that was what's up. They had this drink set up. I love my spirit guides, for real. I'm telling you, everything I love them to death. I love them to death. I say I was going to keep these cards connecting. They helping me do that. And that's a hellified connection. God damn, was that hellified. I like that shit. I like that shit. I do. That's right. I like that. Four of Wands. My desire. Because I did the wands. I did the wands before coming up here. That shit's sweet as hell. And the Ace of that, I did water before coming up here, and the Ace of Swords is the last missing one, and then the card is missing out of my deck. That's sweet as shit. I'm telling you, that shit's sweet as shit. And moving over to the Star card and the World card on National, reporting myself in a healing position. That's what I'm talking about. But I have one card clarification here for the Star and the World card, please. The Star and the World card. One card clarification. And that's what you call power. What they just did, that's what you call power. The Ace of Wands. I know that's right. It was, right? This was an Ace of Wands moment. It goes good with that video. With that money. Get that money. Alright, last clarification of Fool card. I have a one card clarification for the Fool card. That was sweet. I like that. I like this connection right here. But for real, I mean, the Ace of Wands speaks for itself on the manifestation and the desire and the Star in the World card. I mean, yeah, the energy is here, like I've been talking about with Gemini and Mercury right now got it going on. Like Mercury is rejuvenating, some positive energy up in there. And it's a negative. I mean, it is what it is. It's just going to tell the story and make every day work. We work. Whether, no matter what we call it, one consciousness or not. But psychiatrists is out here for people that got issues, no matter where we come from, how we got there. But it works with this whole systematic things. So no matter whether we was living in a world that we all had free rent or not, these things gonna still happen. Fool card. We have back to the Star card. We're back to the Star card that came out, right? And if I ain't mistaken, that's that Aquarius. So we headed to the air. The final subject, the final ending of it. You know what I'm saying? Six of Cups. That's what I'm talking about. This Six of Cups is real good because it's like I said. I brought in an example of Aristotle's, you know what I'm saying, and how, you know, things could be. I just used Aristotle. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If it's a Patrick's out there, I'm pretty sure you'll be safe, you protected. You know, if anything, it's the sequences of events that's making sure that the next thing that's lined up for you that you got to conquer and happen is in, if you was, you know, reincarnated with that name. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead to the air. So I can go ahead, I'm anticipating, I feel the intention building up for the conclusion. Thank you.